Hello, class, and welcome to the core concept exam review. I'm going to talk through some of the issues. Let me see. Some of the issues involved with the core concept exam. Primarily, that's what I'll be focusing on now, and I'm going to do this as quickly as I can. I just want to kind of give an overview, but I do have a few things to say. You can use a piece of scrap paper as long as it's blank. You can just hold it up to the camera and I can see that it's blank. And then we've done our due diligence on scrap paper. So that's cool. You're allowed to use scrap paper. What you are not allowed to do is standard things. If you have someone in the room with you giving you the answers, we can see that on the camera. If you look at other web pages, if you look at images on your computer, my hands are tied if you do these things. I have to kind of pursue that. I don't really have an option. So just don't do things like that. And perhaps most importantly, this covers old homework assignments, some homework assignments you've done before. So rather than going back and redoing the old homework assignments, use the practice exam. The practice exam is identical to the regular exam. All of these are run off very large question pools. So if you do the practice exam, you should be in good shape to do the regular exam, and you can do the practice exam as many times as you would like to do it. So as usual, if you have questions, please ask them on the forum. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and just talk through some of the features of the exam. In fact, I'm just going to go through the practice exam. Let's see here. Okay, so I've got my screen shared. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can just get the window. There we go. That's better. So I talked about some of the rules here. If your mom walks across the back of the camera, if your roommate talks to you, if these things aren't that big of a deal. When you're doing something you're not supposed to, so just don't. And that's all I ever want to say about the rules, because it's tedious for everyone. So let's take this exam. And I'm just going to do a couple of each of them. So if you have a specific question you really want me to hit, ask it in the forum as I'm going through, or ask it after you watch this in the future, because I know a lot of you have been watching these videos after I record them. Boy, this is taking quite a bit of time to load, but my internet connection is not so good on this computer. Okay. Page 1 is just simple pitch identification. And really what we're doing here with this exam is we're kind of hitting what we consider to be the core things about this course, that if you leave this course without being able to read notes in treble clef, or if you lead this course without being able to know the difference between triple and quadruple meter, if you leave this course without being able to construct a scale and know what a whole tone and a semitone is, we haven't really done our job. So a lot of this is simply just a review of the basics. So pitch, my suggestion as always is to count, and really it could be almost any pitch that we could give you here. But if you start on the G line, which is the second line from the bottom, you can just count down. So if that line is G, then the space is F, then E for the line, D for the space, C for the first ledger line, B, A, G, F sharp. And remember to put the sharp like that. Same way, if I count it up from the G line, second line from the bottom, G, A, B, C, D, E, F flat. All right, and again, this is all just a matter of counting. I'm sort of assuming that you've got this down, or your life's been pretty hard thus far. But I'll just do this one because it looks like it might be hard. I'll count from that same G line. So the space is A, line is B, space is C, line is D, space is E. Top line is F, and then the space above the step is G. First ledger line is A, B, C, D, E, F, F flat. Okay. And then same thing with bass clef. The second line from the top is F. So if that is F and I count up F, G, A sharp, or if I go from that same line count down, F, E, D, C flat, F, E, D, C, B sharp. All right, so this is pretty straightforward. And really those first 10 or 11 questions are just, free points. Now, some people have some issues with this. My suggestion is you really want to, the numbers, I have a number on every C and every F. And this is just to help you count. So I'm not asking you to put in a letter name. I'm asking you to put in a number, and I think that's up in the instructions. But okay, so if you count, let's start with this one. So I remember that the line between the two dots in bass clef is F below middle C. So if middle C is 40, the F below that is 33. And then I'm going to go down one octave, so 21, and then the 8 VB here means another octave down, so 9. So the answer here would be 9. Okay. Here I've got E flat, and so if I start with the G above middle C, which is 47, I can hop up to E flat, which would be 55, and then I could jump up an octave to 67. So 67 goes in the blank. Again, hopefully by now you've gotten the kind of the feel for how these go. So unless there's any real questions, I'm probably just going to jump on to the next page, where things will get a little bit more difficult. And I'm just going to reload, make sure there's no burning questions that have to be answered. So I just got home from work. It's 7 o'clock in the evening where I am, and I am hungry. And my wife has made some delicious soup, Thai soup, with all this nice coconut milk, and I am not ashamed to admit it that I want to just wrap this up. Okay, so beat divisions and time signatures. All right. Quadruple, 4, right? 4, so it's going to be one of these two bottoms. Simple means it divides by 2. If you have 2 beats per measure with 2 divisions of each beat, so it says 2 divisions of each beat is a simple division, 2 beats per measure, duple, simple duple. Compound quadruple meter has, well, we know it's quadruple, so 4 beats. Compound means divided by 3. So 4 divided by 3. In a compound meter, if the beat was a dotted whole note, so it's a whole note plus half again its value, so a whole plus a half, and we know that in compound it divides into 3, right? So I can just eliminate this one, these 2 halves, these 2 eighths, these 2 quarters, these 2 eighths. I can eliminate all of those. The only ones that are divided into 3 are the first one and the third one, either the 3 half notes or 3 eighths notes. And hopefully you know it's 3 half notes, because a whole note plus half again its value would be 3 half notes of time. Compound triple, 3 beats divided by 3, right? Triple, compound. So really, these are fairly easy. This one's maybe a little more difficult. So if the beat is a dotted eighth and it's divided by 3, I'm going to get 3 16th notes, right? Because it's an eighth, which are divided by 2 16th notes, and the dot gives you one more, 3 16th notes. So remember, not 30 seconds, just 16ths, which means 2 lines, right? Not 3. Easy mistake to make. In a simple meter, if the beat was a whole note, well, first of all, I got simple right here, right? So two parts. If the beat was a whole note, I'd want to divide a whole note into 2 parts. Whole divided by 2 is half, 2 halves. Simple duple meter has, well, it's simple, so it's divided by 2 and 2. So 2 beats divided by 2. Let me see if there's anything really different. Okay, which meter has 4 beats per measure with the beat duration of a eighth note? Well, if I have 4 beats, it's quadruple, right? And if I just look at my examples here, right, I have 4, which means I have 4 quarter notes or 4 half notes. Here I have these compound meters. Remember, when you look at a 12, you want to divide that by 3. So 12 divided by 3 is 4. But I have 4. Here would be a dotted half note, right? Not a quarter note, but a half, because I have 3 quarter notes equal into each beat. Here I have 3/8 notes would make a beat. Here I have 3/16 notes. So if I had 4/8 notes, I'd just do 4/8. Let's do one more. You have 2 beats per measure. The beat duration is a dotted half. That means it is compound, right? We got a half plus half again, 3/8. So if I have 3/8 times 2, 6/8. Some ways the compound ones are easier. How many beats per measure? 3. How many beats? Which note value receives the beat? Well, it's 2/8. So 2 means duple. And if it's 2, 3, or 4, it's going to be simple. So you're going to have 2/8 notes. So eighth note gets the beat. Let's hop over onto page 3, see where we're at. And I'm assuming everybody's grabbing this, no questions, but you're always free to ask questions. And maybe I'll do some discussion at a later point on intervals if people are wanting that. Okay. So I give you I ask you to figure out key signatures here. So based on the major key signature, what is the harmonic function given? So remember, you're not going to use subtonic because we're in major, right? All right, so with sharps, you go to the last sharp, and that is the leading tone. So if F sharp is the 7th scale degree, the leading tone, I'm in the key of G. So if I count G, A, B, B would be the 3rd scale degree. So tonic, supertonic, mediant. So this is a mediant. All right, I'm in another major key. I have a B sharp. So what would my key be? Well, if this is the 7th scale degree, my key would be C sharp. So C sharp here, and it's sharp because of the key signature, right? 2nd sharp. C sharp here would be a tonic. I'm in a major key. When I get flats, it's the 2nd to last flat. So this would be E flat. What would the D be? Well, if E flat is the tonic, D, one step below, would be the leading tone, right? And there's a semitone between D and E flat. Let's skip down to a couple. Let's do this one. Here I got 6 flats: B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, C flat. What key am I in? Well, with flats, it's the 2nd to last flat is your tonic pitch. So my 2nd to last flat is a G flat. I am in G flat major. I have a G flat, so I have a tonic. Here, E flat. I'm in E flat major. I have a G here. So E, F, G. This is the mediant. This is the 3rd scale degree. One more. I'm in F major. It's sort of something you have to remember with one flat is F major. And in F major, what would a D be? Well, if I counted down, F, E, D, D is the 6th scale degree. It's the submedian. And it's the same if I count from the bottom. If I was counting from the bottom, space F, F, G, A, B, C, D, 6. Okay. So let's move into minor. Now, minor is a little tricky. And what I always did, and maybe it's the long way around, maybe you should just memorize this, but what I always did is I always figured out the major and then counted back. So this is the last sharp is the 7th scale degree of the major. So if I count up, I can get, so this is the leading tone, right? If I count up, I get B. So this is, sorry, if I count up, I get B. So this would be B major. But if I want the minor, I need to count down to the submedian. So B, A, G sharp. So right now I'm in G sharp minor. See the way I did that? I first start by finding the major, which is you go to the last sharp and go up a semitone. So B major, and then count down to the 6th scale degree, the submedian, B, A, G sharp. So I'm in G sharp minor, which is the relative minor. So what would E be in G sharp minor? Well, G sharp, F sharp, E. Submedian. So this is the submedian. I have a minor. It's one of those ones you just sort of have to remember, but the C major, if you just count down from C, C, B, A. A is the submedian. So what is C in A minor? Well, A, B, C. This is the median. And you'll notice between B and C, between the 2nd scale degree and the 3rd scale degree, you got that semitone, which is one of the things that really characterizes the minor scale. All right. Here, let's do one more. Based on the rule I taught you for major, it's second to last flat. So A flat is the key. We're in A flat. So if I count down A, G, F. Now, why am I doing this? I want to find the minor key, the relative minor, the minor with all the same notes. So A flat, G, F. F. I'm in F minor. Now, what is E in F minor? Well, it's F, E. Is it a leading tone? No, it is the subtonic. And it is the subtonic because there is a whole tone between F and E flat. If I gave you an E natural, then you're looking at the leading tone. In fact, if you're in minor, chances are you have the subtonic, at least on these homework assignments, because unless I give you an accidental, a sharp, a natural sign, you're going to be dealing with the subtonic, all right? Let's see if I have any of those. No, none of them came up. Let's do this last one here. I have a B sharp as the 7th scale degree as the last sharp. So I'm in C sharp major. So what kind of minor? So C, B, A sharp, or C, B sharp, A sharp. I'm in A sharp minor. The minor starts on the submedian 6th scale degree of the major. So I'm in A sharp. I'm in A sharp minor. So what is A sharp and A sharp minor? It's the tonic. Okay, so this is just a very quick look at what the core concept exam is like. It's not horrendously difficult, and there's lots of time to practice. So good luck, ask questions, and that's it for now. Thank you.